What's up, y'all? This is the Anytime, Anywhere podcast where you're liable to hear anything at any given time. With me, your host, Jaleesa Kayla. Today is Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. I believe it's the 17th, right? Yes, I believe so. What is time anyway? Like, really, please, someone tell me, Uh, time. You know what? I've been doing some recent studying when it comes to time, not like intense studying. Like I was studying one thing and then it led me to something else, and that led me to look up the idea of time and where it originated and stuff like that. My mind works a lot like that, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you that can relate. Like for instance, even if you're not researching something, because people do it on Instagram all the time or any social media platform. Like you'll start on one person's page and then that'll spark an idea, or you'll see someone else on somebody else's page and then you click on that page and then you see something else that sparks an idea from that person's page, and then before you know it, you on the sister, brother, cousin, godson, auntie, next door neighbors page, and you see like, oh shit, they make flower bouquets. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have known? And then you forget how you even got to the neighbor's page who makes flower bouquets. So then you start to do your backtracking and you be like, whoa, like I'm nosy as fuck for real. Like that's all it really is just being nosy as fuck and being curious. Like you just click, one thing leads you to the next, and before you know it, you down a damn rabbit hole of a mixture of people you know and people you don't know. But now you know of them, and they don't even know you know of them. So when you see them out in public, oh my gosh, like y'all see how shit happens? Like, it's a little strange. Not gonna lie. It's just a tad bit strange, because back in the day you had to be outside. You had to like really be a part of your community, really be outside to know who your neighbors were, to know what they were doing, or to even care about what they were doing, to meet people in public and to build relationships. Like you actually had to be actively going outside and actively, being present. You couldn't just scroll and check on people online like that, for real. Before the internet, I remember fucking phone books. Like I remember my mothers and my aunties and my cousins and shit like that tracking niggas down through the phone books. Sorry to tell y'all T, I'm just saying, like, I think that's where a little bit of my like detective work came from. John 3:16. If anybody knows what John 3:16 says in the Bible, leave it in the comments below, because I've just seen, like, I'm looking at it right now on the back of somebody's car. They have like this sticker that says John 3:16. So while I'm talking about this, I don't know how that relates, or if it relates, or if it's significant. But all of you Bible readers, what's John 3:16? And help a sister out. Put it in the comments so I know what it means. But however, like I was saying, yeah, I think that's where a part of my detective work comes from. The other part is just me being part Scorpio, part Sagittarius. I'm adventurous, very optimistic. I'm a researcher. I'm very analytic. I'm an observer. I'm going to uncover some shit. I'm going to go to the depths. Not the death, but the depths. The depths. How do you say that word, yo? A recovering lisp speaker. Okay. I like to go deep into a subject if I'm really interested in it, like immerse myself in it. Now I may not retain a lot of the knowledge, but in the moment I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? Like in there, like swimwear, through there, like booty here, like I'm in there. So that's where a lot of my research-ish type of ways come from. But I'm not going to act like I didn't, like I said, see my aunties and my grandma and my cousins and all of them looking up people in the phone books, tracking people down. Like they was cold with it. It wasn't no high end, you click on this person page. Nowadays, while you doing your snooping and searching and looking, you might make a mistake and like somebody's picture or a comment or something like that while you snooping. Back in the day, if you call somebody because you got their number from a phone book and you looking for somebody else, like you had to say it with your chest and stand on your shit like, hello, Yes, I'm looking for Andrew Tate. Yeah, no. What about an Andrew Johnson? Cause yeah, someone said his last name was Tate. However, I think that he has his father's last name. Yeah, Andrew Johnson lived there. No. Okay. You sure? All right. Okay. Hang up the phone. Go to the next Andrew. Like, listen, it was so like, listen, that was a time to be alive. Like a phone book. Do y'all know how big phone books were? Like how heavy they were? How like unapologetic and unafraid you had to be to really call somebody house either before or during or after dinner time asking for a nigga. Listen. And it wasn't just about guys. Like they would call trying to search family members as well, you know, women, children, all types of things, not out of malice all the time or trying to like clock somebody that they were dating. But yeah, listen, things have changed. Things have changed tremendously. But yeah, y'all, today is Wednesday. Happy hump day. Today is also Where You At Wednesday. Over on this podcast, we like to, you know, align ourselves with the days of the week, you know, and just do a lot of grounding, intuitive work, a lot of checking in with self and with our community and what's going on around us. So on Tuesdays, it is Tune In Tuesdays, where you tune into yourself and tune into other things that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And Wednesdays is Where You At Wednesdays. You know, you check in, where you at Wednesday, based on what you found on Tuesday by tuning into self, tuning into your community, tuning into what's hot, what's new, whatever. You know, on Wednesday, you could say, where am I at with self based on me tuning into self yesterday? Or where am I at on Wednesday based on what I tuned into yesterday? Did it give me some enlightenment? Did it make me feel some type of way? Do I need to address something? Do I need to revisit, you know, for clarity? That kind of thing. So today is Where You At Wednesday. And y'all, yesterday for Tune In Tuesday, I was just tuning into self as usual, per usual, you know. It's a never ending cycle, which at one point I thought you would hit like, you know, a plateau or you reach a certain goal when it comes to self improvement and self growth and things of that nature. Nah. And I'm sure many of you listening already know that by now. You know, I'm just late to the party, you know, it's all good. It's never too late, right? Better late than never. No, but seriously though, today is Where You At Wednesdays, and right now, physically, I'm on the road. It's 8:26 a.m. It's pretty foggy outside. I believe the high today is only like 71. I told y'all I like saying what the weather is. You know, I like starting a podcast off with that. Like, today is such and such day. This is the day. It's cloudy out. There's like a 60% chance of rain. Okay, so make sure you have your umbrellas if you have not left the house already, and dress warm but not overly because you will get hot. If you sweat a lot, you will get hot. You will be hot quickly. Look, he's smoking a black and mild. Listen, I'm not judging, but don't flick your ashes this way because it's windy and the ashes are flowing over this way. Tripping. But yeah, I like doing that whole little spiel. And today there may be a slight overcast, though. It's definitely an overcast for sure, for sure. It may warm up later, but right now, yeah, it's giving like 65 with a high of 71. So just prepare for that. I'm on the road physically, you know, being safe, being great. And internally, where am I at internally? Y'all, okay, I'm excited because I've been, you know, allowing myself to get acclimated with the cool weather again, the cool mornings. Like I've been telling y'all, it's not really my best friend. However, I do appreciate the downtime sometimes that we get from the summer heat. Okay, going into fall, I'm a fall baby. I gotta accept it. I gotta accept it. You know, it is what it is. However, I don't have to like it. But to make myself more comfortable, I've started back making my daily teas. Last fall, like I was telling y'all, I don't know if I told y'all. I feel like I recorded this in another episode, but I'll say it again. Like I was chamomile crazy. Like I have a whole cabinet full of different teas and tinctures and herbal supplements and things like that. However, me and chamomile was here. Like vanilla chamomile, listen, the best thing in the morning. Like it's like a juicy hug that you've been needing from your favorite person that you probably haven't gotten in like a full year just because y'all live on opposite sides of the world. But once you get it, like listen, that chamomile tea, that's the best way I can explain it. Like a warm hug from your favorite granny. It might be your granny on your mama's side. However, because most of you have known your granny on your mama's side, once you go get that hug from your dad's mom, it'd be like, damn, I was missing this. That's what the chamomile is like. Or should I say, okay, I'll say this because since I've started back making my teas, you know, to keep me warm in the AM and, you know, so I'm not suffering because I hate being chilly. So I was like, what can I do to make my AMs more comfortable and less sufferable? Girl, get back on your tea. Not only is it going to keep you warm, but it's also going to curb your appetite. You're not going to feel like you want to grab, you know, some fruit as soon as you hop on, you know, hop in a car or something like that, because that's my go-to. Like I will grab a piece of fruit and eat that as early as now. And I feel like even that sometimes can be too much, or well, it could be too much so early. Like I would really prefer to have my first bite of something like after 10, after 11, if I could push it, you know, maybe even after 12. Um, but however, I'm being, you know, I'm taking it slow with myself. I'm not pushing myself in too much in either direction. Like, oh, don't eat, or oh, we overeating. Like, you know, a nice little balance. So I was like, girl, just start making your teas again. You know what it is. Every like clockwork, every fall, get back into making your teas and switch up the flavors and the mixtures and different things like that. Like, for instance, right now I have adopted chicory, y'all, because I was doing some research like I always do. And I was like, you know what? I like the idea of coffee. Like when I see people with their coffee cups and the smell of it and everything like that. But I'm a tea girl. Like I've always been a tea girl. I only like my grandma's coffee. My grandma is the only person that can make coffee for me. But coffee does the opposite for me. You know how coffee like wakes people up and gives them energy, even if they have a crash or whatever. Like for me, from the rip, like bathroom and bed, please. Like it makes me tired. It does the opposite. So I don't know if that's a me thing. Y'all let me know in the comments if any of y'all experience that too. Like, does coffee make you sleepy? Does it put you to sleep? Um, so I've kind of always been a tea girl. Like I've tried coffee here and there, and I was just like, yeah, no, I would prefer it hot. I know iced coffee is a big thing. My sister is like a coffee queen. She makes it really, really good as well. Her mixtures be hitting. However, the rumbly in my tummy, no, Niz, Niz Daniel, don't want it, not accepting it. Um, But I like the idea of coffee. So I was like, you know what? I've been hearing a lot about chicory. Let me do some research. Let me see, you know, what you can mix with it, what you can't mix with it. What are the benefits? What nutrients does it have? Things like that. And I mentioned before it has like B6. It helps with your digestive system. Really good properties. So I was like, okay, we on the chicory. So I made a little mixture. Y'all, I'm hooked. It gives me, and because I'm not a big coffee girl, it gives me the taste that I'm looking for. However, it does not have the intensity like coffee has. And I'm good with that. Now, if you're an avid coffee drinker, then it may not work for you, or maybe just add less, you know, of a sweetener, less of a creamer, and things of that nature so you can get that coffee feel without the coffee kick. And I feel like it's like a step right under decaffeinated coffee, because I feel like decaffeinated coffee, like, it smells intense, but when you drink it, it isn't as intense as caffeinated coffee. I don't know. Am I even saying that right? Caffeinated, decaffeinated? Yeah, whatever. But chicory is my new best friend, so I'm feeling good. So that's where I am currently. I'm feeling good because I have my chicory with me. It's still nice and hot. Mm, mm, mm. I need to get myself another tea canister. I had this really good one that my supervisor had gave me, and it keeps shit cold or hot for like 6+ hours, y'all. Like, no funny shit. This was like one of the best mugs I ever had. Canisters, whatever you want to call it, tumblers. Best one I've ever freaking had. When I say tea stays hot for 6 hours, especially if you make sure you close the lid and do everything you're supposed to. Shit is staying hot. In the summertime, I would go on hikes all the time, be in the woods. It's hot as fuck. My ice still frozen. Water cold as fuck. Like, the best. So now I have to find a replacement. I think when I went to um this like sound bowl session at the W, it's the W. I think it's the W. I think it's the W, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know what I'm talking about, they at the hotel they have like different events. This one was like a sound bowl event at the top of the new year this past January, where you go. They have an outdoor pool. It was heated. You write down affirmations. They played frequencies, and it was an actual DJ like playing frequencies and stuff like that. And I met this lovely girl who we didn't stay in contact. However, the time that I did get to spend with her was enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice vibe. It was a nice vibe. However, I think I left my tumbler there because I took it with me because I knew they was going to have, fresh water and stuff like that. They had tea and everything for us to drink. I just like to take my own water because sometimes, they try to pipe up these events, and the nice water you see in the big ass glass containers with lemon and mint and shit like that, it be spigot water. Like, let's not act. I know what you're doing. And if I don't drink spigot water at home, what makes you think I'm going to drink spigot water at your establishment? I don't give a shit how nice it is in here. Don't give me spigot water. So I took my tumbler and I was having such a good time. I think that's where I left my tumbler, y'all. So I was so heartbroken, so upset about it. So needless to say, I need to buy a new one. But yeah, that's where I'm at. The one that I have currently, don't make fun of me. You might do this too if you're somebody who gets tired of your like coffee or whatever getting cold super quick. I wrapped my shit in aluminum foil. Like, before I poured my tea into my canister, my tumbler, I wrapped it with aluminum foil because aluminum traps heat. And yeah, it's still hot because it's only been maybe like going on 2 hours since I made this tea before I left out. And normally about this time it would be lukewarm. And it's still hot, y'all. So good. Mm. Ooh, that's good. But yeah, check out chicory if you care to, if you dare. It's really good. Once you put your fixings in it, like I said, whatever sweetener you like, whatever kind of cream you like. I add a dash of vanilla, and mix in some other herbs and stuff like that. I think chamomile would be really good in it too. And I also put some cinnamon, y'all. Fuck pumpkin spice. I was upset with the people who was already talking about pumpkin spice and Halloween and all that shit September 1st. But guess what? We're getting closer and closer to fall. I think the last day of summer is the 22nd. So cool, whatever. Today's the 17th. Okay, y'all got it. You got it. However, fuck pumpkin spice. We're on chicory spice. Okay? I'm claiming it. You heard it here first. Chicory spice and everything nice. So for Where You At Wednesday, when it comes to that, I'm feeling really good. I tried something new. instead of just thinking about it, I actually acted on it. And it could be something small to you. However, for me, trying something new was like a birthright I used to always take privilege of. But then I got to a point where I kind of like cut myself off from trying new shit. And I would think about it, wonder about it, think about it a lot. But I would never act on it, you know, or it would take a long time for me to finally act on it. So I'm getting back into the groove of acting on my thoughts, which are in alignment. Like, you know, I'm not just doing it sporadically or without direction. So that's where the tuning in Tuesday comes in at. Yesterday, I was just tuning in, you know, talking to the Most High, just going over some things that I foresee for myself, different goals, different things that I want out of life and where I am currently, and, you know, extending gratitude and nurturing and patience to myself, and just being proud of myself for the strides that I've taken already. Um, because I told y'all, but I have to retell y'all. I told y'all in another episode that I haven't dropped yet, and it'll all make sense, you know. But this past weekend, I did a vendors event, and that was an experience. Overall, a greatly pleasant experience. However, I did run into a situation um that could have sent me backwards. However, because I've been extended, you know, grace and gifts and enlightenment, and I'm more aware of myself by tuning into self, I was able to handle it, you know, as best I could for the time being. But overall, I was very proud of myself how I handled the situation and the outcome. So yeah. However, today, on top of having my chicory and it being good as hell, y'all, I can't say what the thing is. However, I received some good, very, very good, very, very good. Let me stop. I received some really good news today. I checked my email and I got a full scholarship, y'all. A full scholarship. Um, what do I want to call it? Like, I don't want to say just yet. I want to wait until, you know, everything is done and over with. And then I'll probably share with y'all in the future. I'm sure I'll share with y'all in the future. But I got a full scholarship to a trade, okay, to study a trade that I've been into. And then I kind of got, based on my life experiences, it was bound to happen, okay? And it'll all make sense in the future, okay? But you're hearing it first, you're hearing it right now. I got accepted, like a full freaking scholarship, like a full freaking scholarship worth thousands of dollars. Like, y'all, you don't know how happy, how grateful, how excited I was to read that. I kind of already felt that I was gonna get it. However, you can never be too sure, right? But the space and the place that I am in currently, I'm just so grateful that the Most High has been opening up doors for me and showing me and proving to me that, hey, this is for you. Hey, you are destined for greatness. Hey, you do deserve nice things. Hey, you do have, you know, great things coming to you. Abundance and prosperity is your birthright. It is available to you. I'm so grateful for the Most High, Mother and Father, for opening up doors for me and clearing out roads for me. You know what I'm saying? For placing things in front of me. Shit. It could have been anybody. You know, only two people were going to be able to win a full ride scholarship, and then I think one person was going to receive a partial scholarship. I said, no, baby, we going for that big one. And this means so much because it's in alignment with my life's journey and what's important to me. You know what I'm saying? And not only important to me, but it's something that will be beneficial and it's important to community. And that's what makes it even so much more greater. You know, just based on life and going through things, you never know what type of catalyst you could be for other people and how you can give back. So I'm just so grateful that it's in alignment. You know, it's in alignment with my morals, things I value. Um, oh my gosh, it's just gonna give me the opportunity, hopefully. And how, if I know what I know, listen, so much is going to be opened up for myself and for others, by having this opportunity. Like, the sky's the fucking limit. I can work anywhere, do it any, listen, like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like, y'all. I'm already envisioning myself taking clients on the beach. Like, I'm just so grateful. Okay, I'm getting emotional, I'm getting teary out, which is not a bad thing. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And y'all gotta understand, this is coming from a girl who, woo, I'm getting emotional. Okay, so what? It's okay. This is coming from a girl who, in my educational career, I was always, one of the top, at least one of the top 10. I wasn't always, top of my class per se, because I went to school with some pretty smart and knowledgeable kids, okay, coming up. But I was always one of the top 10. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was always one of the top 10. I was always praised and admired for my how gifted I was. Y'all, I was even in mentally gifted. Let me know if y'all had that program at your school. Maybe it was called something else at your school, but I know the schools that I attended here on the East Coast, it was a program called mentally gifted, and that just meant that you were mentally gifted. Like, now thinking about it, now that I say that, mentally gifted, and the experiences I've gone through as an adult, and um spiritually and intuitively, how that like plays into having spiritual gifts. Oh my gosh, y'all, that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack and unload, but I know it's all intertwined and connected. Anyways, our program was called mentally gifted, and you were just above your class, you were just very advanced. um So they would put you on top of the regular schoolwork that you would get with your home teacher, math, English, science, and all that. You would then attend a separate class either during school hours or on the weekend. And I did both. I had MG, we called it MG. I had MG 111 on the back of this license plate and 5015 on this one. But I would have MG at certain schools during my school day. So I would be in school, and then maybe at the end of my math class, I was getting called out to go to my MG class. So I guess it was like having honors or AP, where you got extra classes and shit like that on top of your regular classes, basically. And then I went to some other schools where I had to not only participate during the weekday, but also go on the weekends. Well, pretty much Saturdays. Um, and it was fun. At most schools, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was extra work, it was fun. It was a lot of hands-on activities, and we really they used to really tap into us. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, they would enrich what we already had naturally as students who just had a knack for learning, had a knack for, being on top of our school. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but yeah, this is coming from a girl who had MG, was always praised for, being on top of her schoolwork, being very knowledgeable, being very advanced for her age and in her class, being accepted. Yo, I got accepted. Not only did I have MG classes, every school I went to, they wanted me to take honors classes. Now, whether I failed or not was really dependent on home life. Like, any classes that I failed or any times I didn't do well in school was definitely due to my home life. I couldn't focus. There's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fighting for my life at home, literally. So how I'm gonna focus on this? I'm failing. Um, but I was in mentally gifted. Some of my writings got published by some teachers of mine because I loved to read and write. That was like my favorite subject in school, writing, English. Um, so yeah, a lot of my literature got published. I don't know where it is now today. I don't know if the teacher put her name on it. That's just kind of the lackluster shit that goes on when people aren't on top of making sure your work stays your work and other people get to take credit for it. But it's all good now. things are changing. The abundance is returning back to who it's meant to be to, and the work is returning back to its rightful owners. So, but yeah, was in MG class. Hey, got accepted to John Hopkins. Okay, in middle school, couldn't do that. After a while, I had to stop going to MG classes on the weekend because I was just moving around a lot. That came first. MG, not being able to go there because I was moving around a lot, so I didn't stay consistent with that after a while. All these people learning, our neighbors, friends of the family, learning that I was mentally gifted, so they would recommend certain schools, top-notch schools in my city for me to go to, and they would put in a word for me to get accepted into these schools, because otherwise it was a lottery, and if my mom did it, on her own, we'd be waiting for years for me to get into these quote-unquote good schools. Now, once I started getting into these schools, it was given, these kids is bad as fuck. Where y'all putting this funding that y'all getting from us being smart as fuck? Because these schools is also ran down. Like, most of them was ran down. Like, yeah, you might have a nice little computer room, or yeah, the library might be cool, but where's the rest of the money going? I don't give a shit about no punk ass trip. I want to see the money in my classroom. But yeah, got accepted to some of the top schools in my city. Got accepted into John Hopkins. Why can't I say that today? John Hopkins, couldn't go. That's a whole nother story. Family didn't want me to go, and I get it. Like, you're sending off your young child away. You can't be there. You can't have eyes and ears on them. I get that part. However, it stunted my growth. There's like two sides to every coin. It's stunning my growth. It's stunning my educational growth. It's stunning, me branching out. But I get it. I was still in middle school at that time. That may have been a lot. Cool. Some families pick up, and move the whole family to whatever said location so that they can be with the child instead of holding the child back and the family staying back, but hey, whatever. Got accepted there, couldn't attend. Then once I got into high school, got accepted into Penn State, but it was only on like a partial scholarship. And of course, my family couldn't afford for me to go. And that shit broke my heart. Okay? Because and things happen for a reason, right? The only reason why I'm getting emotional is because there was so much promise in my educational career that I know for a fact would have advanced me sooner, had I been able to take advantage of those opportunities. But shit works how it's supposed to work out. Because look at the school systems. You know what I'm saying? Look at a lot of these colleges and the shit that happens in them. Listen, I was going to pledge without a doubt. I used to watch College Hill. I used to watch Drumline. I used to watch all those different shows on BET who glamorize fraternities and sororities and shit like that, and made you feel like, oh, this is a part of your culture. Like, yeah, to a certain extent, but at the same time, knowing what I know now, oh my gosh, like, I'm a part of me, only a part, because there's still a part of me that's like, damn, I wish I would have went away to school. I wish I would have gotten that experience. I would have been on the drum line. Y'all know I would have been dancing my ass off. Please, I was on the drill team when I was younger. I love drill. I love dance. I love everything about it. I love even, playing the drums and stuff like that, even though that's not my expertise. I don't play any instruments, but I just loved everything about drill, everything about the drum line, everything that had to do with music and self-expression and, representing something that you believed in. That's what I got from the sororities, okay? And just having that title and that plaque, and you finally completing something. And I just always have visions of being a first in my family, not to only go to college, but to also like represent something that I thought meant something, to have those 3 Greek letters and to have a certain title and to have accomplished something to that magnitude meant a lot in my eyes during that time. And also how they would advertise it and talk about it, and how you would see the other students that had already been experiencing it, how they represented. I was like, I want that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's big money. Like what? Not to only go to college, but to also be a part of that. Like that's big shit. I want to experience that. However, of course, it never happened. And now that I'm, older and things have come to light, I am grateful that I didn't get mixed up in that. I'm gonna just be honest. And if you want me to go deeper, I would just say do your research. There's a lot of people denouncing their pledge to set fraternities and sororities and stuff like that. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my tea. But yeah, there's a lot with that. So I would say do your research there first, so you can form your own, opinions and thoughts around that. But yeah, y'all, this is coming from somebody who always had so much promise and got accepted to certain things, and shit was waiting for me, but it was always like a financial boulder in the way. You know what I'm saying? There was always something in the way of me being able to take advantage of an opportunity in my educational career. However, this opportunity though, when it came across me, I was like, this is it. This is it. This is it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna apply. And I'm reading through and I'm like, ooh, a partial one. Ooh, I could, tweak some things and do my best to like apply for the partial, and just in case I don't get the full scholarship, I can make some things work. I was like, no, fuck that. Go big or go home. Like, give me the whole enchilada or don't give it to me at all. If it's for me, it's going to be meant and it's going to happen. So I applied, submitted my application, and then it was just a waiting time. And it came to my mind like last week. I'm like, damn, I didn't hear anything back yet. And then today, y'all, opened my email. Sorry if that was loud, but I opened my email and they accepted me. Oh my gosh. And they actually sent out a second notification because the first one I missed. I don't know how I missed it. Like, how you waiting for something and you missed it? Anyways, they sent a second notification, because I have a deadline. Well, I had a deadline to, respond and acknowledge and things of that nature. Y'all, I'm like so happy. I'm excited. I have some like positive things to look forward to, and this is also going to help me to display a certain level of discipline that I'm going to need from here on out, just in life in general. You know what I'm saying? And I've said my prayers, and asked the Most High to come in and cover me within this opportunity, cover me as I embark on this journey, and help me and allow me to just make the most of it and to transform this experience into whatever's in alignment, for me and my journey. Listen, it's up and it's stuck, y'all. So for Where You At Wednesdays, that's where I'm at with it. I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm pleasantly surprised, but not surprised, because you do have to claim it. You know what I'm saying? If you'll know it's in alignment if you put it all out there and you just leave it up to the Most High, Mother and Father. Like, Most High, take care of it, order my steps, set things up. I'm just so grateful, because this is something I can actually finally, like, I didn't get any full scholarships to anything. Like, having that partial to Penn State was like, yes. I remember jumping up and down with my family, and then reality set in after a while. I was like, okay, so how can we pay? And we can't. We can't. And this is before I even graduated from the top high school that I went to. I didn't even, y'all. I didn't even get to graduate from one of the top high schools in the city, because again, home life. I couldn't focus. There was a lot of shit going on, to the point where I just wanted to be done. I wanted to hurry up and get to college. I wanted to hurry up and move along so that I can, like I said at the beginning, finally reach that space where I'm like, I made it. I'm doing it. I'm on my own. I have stability. I have, everything that I need, everything that I never had, and I'm making a way in a career for myself. Most I said, said, that's not how it's gonna go, baby girl. Baby girl, let me see you dance. Let me see you twirl. I'm dancing today. Fuck that. We gotta accept it, y'all. So I don't know. Throw some fire emojis in the chat. Throw some celebratory, cones and confetti and balloons and some champagne bottles in the chat for me if you're listening and you've gotten to this point. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. And I can't wait to share my experience with y'all. Like I said, just for right now, though, I want to keep certain things to myself until things have come to pass. But y'all, this is not only a new journey and opportunity for me, it's one for any of you who are listening who want to go on this journey with me and who will be able to benefit from this work that we about to do and put in. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful. And it's going to be transformative. It's already transformative. Like I told the director of the program, I was telling her, like, listen, even answering the questions on the application were life changing and shedded some light on the parts of me that have grown and the parts of me that are still uncovering. I'm just so grateful. So for way your ass of that, well, listen. Right now, I'm in good spirits. Even though it's rainy and cloudy and all that today, I feel good. Before I even read that email, I felt good. And I really didn't want to leave my bed today. Like, that's how I was feeling, though. Even though I'm in good spirits and all that, I'm a little drowsy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, because I don't know, maybe I was like really active in my dreams last night, but I was like, listen, my alarm went off. It's like, I'm not ready to get up yet. Like, I'm not, just a little bit more. And I went back to sleep. I was up, but sleep at the same time. And then I just heard, like, I knew my second alarm was going to be coming at some point, but I didn't know just how much yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy this and relax and not overthink it. When it goes off, it goes off. And I'm laying there, playing in and out of sleep or whatever, getting the last little bit of rest that I could. Then I just heard this voice say, like, after I spoke to the Most High, I just heard this voice say, you ready? And I was like, yes. And then my alarm went off, and I got up. So, y'all, that little message was waiting for me in my email. And I was just like, yes, it's time. Oh, wait, hold on. It's time. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in today and for listening. If you're new, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment about what was your favorite part of this episode. I was going to say this week's episode, but also if you're new, then you'll be happy to know that I drop 2 times a week. Things have been a little shaky. Like I said, I did have an event to go to on Saturday, which I was vending at, so I did not post then. But don't charge it to my heart, charge it to the game. I'm not perfect, but however, on a perfect day, on a perfect week, and a perfect month, I drop 2 times a week, every week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So be sure to tune in so you don't miss another episode. And if you're not new and just returning, then why haven't you subscribed yet? Don't be a hater. Like, 77 is giving hater. Like, my intuition with the 77 I'm seeing and my higher self is like just picking up that you could potentially be a hater. No, I trust that whoever listens to this podcast is meant to fall on your ears and on your heart. So I appreciate you for extending your energy, to me, and to seal, that you're giving yourself to me and that you've gotten some food from this episode. Be sure to like it. Be sure to turn on your bell notification so you don't miss another episode. Why would you want to do that? Like, why you want to go and do that, love, huh? Like, why? Comment below. Okay. Talk to your girl. I wanna connect with y'all. Like, don't leave me hanging with just views. Like, that's corny. Like, why are you gonna draw like that and just give me views, but not, you know what I mean? Follow up with a like, follow up with a share, follow up with a subscribe for your girl. And after you finish doing all of that, if you don't do anything else on this gloomy, droomy day, be sure to love yourself always and always. And I will talk to you guys on my next episode. Look at this. Already, I'm so sick of seeing Halloween posters and signage already, y'all. And October ain't even get here yet. but we gonna stay in these good spirits and stay uplifted. So again, be sure to love yourself always in all ways. And I will see you in my next episode. Have a good day, you guys. Mwah!